Well, it takes a village to pull off big events like the College Football National Championship. The thousands of Hoosier volunteers who've stepped up to the plate over the years have been really a big key to Indy's success as a recognized sports capital. For this event, organizers took a different approach, mixing veteran volunteers with newbies.
One was to bring some new energy, some new creativity and innovation to folks who might not have been overly influenced by things we had done in the past. And the second is to continue to increase our bench strength with knowledge transfer. So as we get more and more championship events, we've got more and more people who can bring previous event experience to those.
Now, the city is going to need that new blood to continue hosting big-time events. You know, back in the 60s and 70s, a sleepy downtown earned Indianapolis the nickname Naptown because, well, there wasn't much going on. But Indy has seen itself go from Naptown to Sportstown in a magical story that has garnered international attention. But it didn't happen overnight. As our Mary Rachel Redman reports, it's been that loyal fleet of Hoosier volunteers who've truly helped turn Indy into a world-class host city.
It's a place that's within 500 miles of most Americans. This dynamic city that's no secret anymore. It's Indianapolis.
Geographically, Indy is definitely convenient, especially for a fan base that likes to road trip. But balmy beaches and palm trees aren't on the menu, which begs the question. How did Indianapolis transform itself into a mecca of sorts for top-tier sporting events? The answer is simple.
The volunteers here in Indiana and central Indiana are really the secret sauce that makes these events so special and why the event organizers seek us out.
From the early 80s, Indianapolis has played host to some of the biggest sporting events in the world. From the National Sports Festival in 1982.
I would have to think sports-wise, one of, if not the most dramatic moments in the city of Indianapolis.
The 10th Pan American Games in Indianapolis, Indiana.
Plus 8 Final Fours dating back to 1980. And of course, the 2012 Super Bowl.
Well, let's not underestimate the Pan Am Games and the RCA Dome. Let's give a moment of silence for the RCA Dome and what that meant, not only from an event venue in the Midwest, but putting a winning team on the field. Peyton Manning and the Colts, that's big too. Winning, success, all those things brought notoriety to Indianapolis. And then from there, good people took a little fortune and really put hard work in to make it happen.
The house that Peyton built over the last 4 decades, Indy has hosted hundreds of major sporting events, generating billions of dollars in economic impact. But none of it would have been possible without the help of Hoosier volunteers.
Mel Raines, president of Pacer Sports and Entertainment, tells me Indianapolis volunteers have quite the reputation, especially with the NFL.
And I've been to a lot of other major events in other cities, and they can't deliver the volunteer corps that we can. And I will tell you, from the Super Bowl, the NFL would often tell us that our volunteers were better than any paid staff they had in any other city. It was just such a success for the city, and it was because of those people. I mean, that was what made it so special.
So the next time you hear someone ask how Indianapolis became a sports city, perhaps the best answer is the people.
I'm a native Hoosier. I just think we always have known that we don't have the mountains and we don't have the ocean, and it's January and we're hosting the biggest event in the country this month. And if we're not going to have those things, we're going to have to deliver in every other way. And I think people just take great pride that when you come here for an event and people still say it was the best Super Bowl they've ever been to, that's part of what we provide.
Mary Rachel Redman, Inside Indiana Business.